In this episode, we're going from this to this.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, what are we doing?
This episode we are switching out the energy steering wheel that we just installed, because you're picky.
Yep.
And we're going...
So hold on. Let me insert here. So I had no idea DAMD steering wheel existed until I've seen John's. I fell in love. They're freaking amazing.
They really are.
So I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to have a lead time on order one in Japan with the specifications that I actually wanted.
Yeah, because you wanted the carbon and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Carbon and red stitching.
Yep.
For obviously the one that fits for 02 WRX.
Yeah.
So luckily one in NASIOC popped up. So I was able to snag that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we have already done the energy.
But not installed, I guess. It was new.
Right. So he got it shipped from the factory, waited like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
But he sold his car before he was installed it. Yeah, it was still brand new in the box.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, this is what you should have bought, but you didn't find it, so you went with this.
Yep.
Not that there's anything wrong with this. It's a hair small. I know you're saying it's a little bit small of a diameter.
Yep.
And you wanted the airbag to be functional and all that.
Yep.
Because it's not a race car.
Yep. That's right.
So anyway, we're going to be installing the DAMD steering wheel, red stitching, carbon top, and then we're just going to rock a stock WRX airbag for now.
Yep.
And then if we find an STA airbag, we'll switch it out. But they're kind of expensive, so we're gonna rock this one for now.
They're expensive.
It's like $200 just for an airbag.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the only difference is this sticker right here.
Yeah, the center is different. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to point out the main difference with these two cruise controls. The bug eye is a little bit smaller, and then the main difference being that this newer steering wheel with the newer cruise control has a power button on the end. So there is a wire in the stock clock spring that is not used, and we'll be using that to basically get the signal to run this power wire.
Okay.
And then we're going to connect it into the stock button on the dash.
Oh, so the stock button and the cruise control button is going to work?
Yeah, you can do on, and then you can do off. You can do on, you can do off, however you want to do it.
Okay.
But it basically just, we're going to do a T-tap. We're going to split right into it.
Okay, perfect.
So it'll share that signal.
We'll explain it, I guess, as we go along.
Yeah, I had to actually look up an article, so I can't take credit for that, but it is a good article, so we'll link that as well, or you can just watch it in a video, and we'll walk you through it. So
sounds good. So we have other bits as well, other than the steering wheel.
Yeah, we're not just doing the steering wheel. Since he's getting a horn, you decided that you're going to just go ahead and upgrade your horn. So we got some Hella Supertones, like every Subaru owner must have. It's like pretty much a default mod.
Exactly.
And then you scored some factory carbon fiber bits for the bug eye. So you got window switches, you got the cup holder, you got the vent rings. So we're going to be doing all of this, which these are pretty quick. So
yeah, the JDM Hazard button is already.
Yeah, you already got the red JDM Hazard button in there too.
So I'm excited. It's gonna match real good with this and the stitching in the steering wheel, and probably the shift knob.
Definitely.
So all right, well let's go ahead and get started.
Cool. Okay, so first thing we're going to start with doing, I'm sure that these plugs can come off somehow, but I don't want to mess with it and break it, and then the airbag doesn't go off someday. This seems to go on it but not come back off. So what I usually do is swap these charges. Do this at your own risk. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I've done in the past and hadn't had any issues because I haven't used my airbag yet. But these two charges are literally, you just swap them. Same bolt pattern. They look the same. The only difference is that I need this plug to put on the bug eye because the car is going to still have this harness.
Gotcha.
So let's go ahead and swap these and get the airbag set up, and then that old airbag is rendered useless for now.
Perfect. right, so John is putting everything back together, pretty much bringing it to the stock level already.
Clock spring and stuff.
Yeah, put the clock spring back on there. We have already showed you guys on the previous video when we were doing the NRG steering wheel install.
Yeah.
So we didn't feel like we should.
Yeah, if you want to see that install, we'll link below, and that shows you how to remove all the clock spring and stuff. We got to put all the wiring back, and then we got to, like I said before, we have to cut this plug. Cut this plug on the new steering wheel.
Yep.
So that this plugs into the old one.
Yep.
So, we should be
so
in good
until
shape.
then, I guess John's gonna put everything back together, and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
And we're splicing the wires.
Okay, so let's get started with the wiring part of it, so we can get the cruise control power button to work. So go ahead and take out the cup holder. This has a screw or a little push pin here, and then 2 screws on the inside and the outside. Okay, so we got your cruise control button here, which basically is just on-off power. So we're gonna tap into the power that goes into this plug. I'll put the link in the description so you guys know exactly what colors of wires and stuff to do T-taps on. But in this case, it's gonna be the green-blue wire. And then the harness, basically the clock spring has a copper thing inside. This is the wire we need for the airbag. That same wire continues down on the harness of the clock spring. You have a white, you have a green, red, and then a black with a white stripe. We want the other black, the one with the dots.
Okay.
So we're gonna do basically a T-tap from here to here, and that's gonna give us power to run through here. And this isn't used, this black wire isn't used. When you plug the other end in, there's only 3 wires. So this will basically just continue the circuit.
Oh,
Should
interesting.
be pretty cool.
All right.
So let's go ahead and set up the T-taps and just bridge this connection and put this back up, and then we just have the steering wheel parts to deal with.
All right. Perfect.
So the difference between these 2 steering wheels now with the cruise control harnesses, this one's going to have 5 wires, and this plug is not going to fit the car. This is a plug for the 05, 06, 07.
Correct.
So we're going to need to use this plug, and as you can see, they're totally different. So yeah, we're going to splice, basically this is the one we need, and we're going to splice this into 5 different wires. One of these isn't going to be used. 2 of them go together. It's kind of confusing, but like I said, link in the description if you want to watch this or look at the NASIOC thread.
Yeah.
That shows you everything. So. Okay, so we got the soldering done, those 3 connections. This is going to be the black one we were talking about earlier that uses the blank plug, like the one that runs through the clock spring, but it doesn't run through here. So we don't have anything that actually goes through that 4th one. So we're going to go around the plug, basically.
Okay.
So anyway, the soldering's done. We're going to dress it up a little bit with, just because it looks nice. Not that you're ever going to see it.
Yeah.
A little bit of this. They did it on the factory horn, so we're going to stick a piece here and stick some electrical tape and just clean it up so you don't see our soldering and our heat shrink.
Yeah.
Marine grade heat shrink, by the way. This stuff's great. It's got some kind of an adhesive inside, and you can see it once you heat it up to the right temperature, it starts squeezing out the ends.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, watertight. It's great stuff.
That's awesome.
A friend of mine recommended it to me.
Very nice.
His name's Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
So let's get some electrical tape on here and clean that up, and then we got to run 1 more wire, and I think we're done. So we're like almost there.
Yes. So
all we got left here is airbag. This guy now plugs in with the new soldering that we did here. So we have essentially 05 to 07 cruise control, and then we're plugging into an 02, 03, or 04 I guess too.
Yeah.
So now these two
That's
basically
right.
can plug straight in. So we have 07 with a new plug that fits straight into here.
That's awesome.
So now the only thing we can't do, unless I had another pin, if I had another one of these plugs, I'd pull the pin out and we'd solder an extra piece of wire to here and we'd plug it straight in.
It would have been done.
Oh my gosh, this darn horn. But instead, since we can't do that, we're just gonna bypass it and we're gonna run it over to, I think it's this black wire here. All right, so let's crimp this with my approved tool. Test it, doesn't slide off, and boom.
Ta-da.
So all we have left is airbag.
We're done in here. She's looking great.
We're done with the steering wheel.
Well, we are done with the steering wheel. That's right. We're gonna move into the trim pieces. We're gonna take these off, replace it with the carbon fiber ones, the JDM Hazard light, and then once we're done, we're gonna move on to the front of the car and put the Hella Supertones.
One eternity later.
All right. I have no idea what day it is compared to when we last recorded, but we're doing the horns now. We're going to finish up this install. You got your new steering wheel with a functional horn, and then we're going to have better horns.
Yep.
So most people, I will touch on this because I'm sure people are going to talk about it. I understand the purpose of a relay, but I've always hooked these up without a relay. If anybody has any input on why this is actually needed, please comment, because I'm not doing it. I've installed so many of these with no relay, and they sound just like...
I'm assuming this is generic. This is not just Subaru only.
Maybe that's what it is.
They just throw the relay.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
to be not to be cheap.
I just run the 2 power wires that come from the stock horns, and then I run 2 grounds straight to the chassis. The same bolts that you put through here is where the ground bolts go, and it just works. I don't know why it needs to be overly complicated where you got to run 10 different wires and you got to run into a relay, then you got to put the relay somewhere. So
yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and throw these on, make this look pretty. So this doesn't say positive or negative, and I don't remember specifically if it matters. So I think I'm gonna end up hooking a ground just from here to there, and that grounds out on the metal, goes up through here, and the bolt goes through the chassis and grounds out. Don't think the ground's 100% necessary, because as you'll notice, these only have 1 connector.
Yep.
So I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
We're gonna try it without it, and then if it doesn't work, which I think it probably will, then we'll plug it in. The other thing, a little trick too, I'm going to be using the stock wiring, which is right here. There was one here, and then the other horn was on that side. So you can detach the wiring from this center pillar. There's like a little white clip, and then you can run it up to where it'll reach here. The only problem is with the horn like this, your plugs are on the opposite side. Your wire needs to come from this side. So loosen this guy, rotate the horn.
Rotate that, yep.
Rotate the horn, and then just go like that. And then now your plugs are on that side.
Yep.
You can bend these tabs, put them wherever you want. So
Perfect.
tighten that back down. So we're done when we didn't do the before shot, so we'll do it with this car because the horns are stock. So of course it's right up against the fence, but it'll be a pretty good comparison.
Yep.
It's loud.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. Horns pretty loud, right?
Yeah, they're incredible. I think they're like 115 decibels or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
It's
But
definitely part of the Subaru starter pack, as some people joke about.
Yeah.
The Subaru has to have those, so
Yep.
welcome.
Hey, I got a good deal. I couldn't pass up, and
Yeah.
I paid $15 for both horns, so you can't
Holy
beat
cow.
that. Yeah.
That's really good.
I mean, so
And they're brand new.
yeah, they're
Wow,
brand
I
new.
paid 15 for used ones. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So
All right, man. Well, they're not the right red, but they are really, really close. And
Yep.
It looks so much better than the stock ones.
it doesn't bother me as much because they're inside the grill.
It's tucked back, is in the
Tucked back
shadow
in,
and everything.
right.
It's not as obvious, but it is really close. It looks so
Right.
much better. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and if you haven't already, give the video a like if you found this helpful. Hopefully you like the steering wheel. I know you like it.
Oh, I love it.
Way
It's
better.
Amazing. Yeah, way better. It
and,
completely transformed the drive in the car.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And feed the addiction with project cars.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace out.
Peace out.